Welcome to the Aquaflow Crypto Lab. Last weekend on X, I shared a 3-month analysis for XRP, and this analysis had a lot of success, so today we will break down this chart in TradingView. If you're new here on this channel, I share my observations on the market using creative and accurate custom indicators, so you can subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content. Now, let's begin. The very first thing you need to understand is that I'm using the 3-month time frame, as I said. And this is key, guys. Why? Because by using this long time frame, it will reveal the real level of resistances and supports. But maybe you have some doubts and you don't believe me. So let's start with one single line that will go from here to here, let's say. Okay. So first we have this candle and this level, right? Then we went into a bear market, into the deadly zone. Then we went up to retest what? This very same area, just right here. So we pierced the level, but we came back down to close below the level. Okay, this is very important, guys. Then with this second candle, we pierced again the line, the resistance, but we got rejected and we closed just below it. Then with this candle again, we tried to close above it, but we couldn't. And after this, it was an official cluster of rejections and we went down again to the deadly zone. And if we are able to see this so clearly, it's because it's on the 3-month time frame. On this time frame, the wicks and the bodies of the candles are major key levels. And maybe it's not enough to convince you. So for example, let's take this candle. Okay, so we will take the high of this red candle, okay, and we will draw a line. And let's see what happens. And again, you can see how critical this level was for XRP in the future after hitting this point, because here it was a support, beautiful support with this green candle. Then we have this candle again testing the level of support, again this candle, and then we crossed it. And after this, we started using this line as a strong resistance this time. So we tried to close above it, we couldn't, rejection, we have our bottom. Then we went up again to retest the line. And then with the SEC sell-off, we went down, we crossed it, but then big rejection and we closed below it, right? Then again, this is the exact bottom that we had during this cycle, guys. This is amazing. So if this doesn't convince you to use the 3-month time frame, I don't know what will. And after this bottom, what did we do? We went up to retest what? The very same level that we tested here and that we tested just right here. So now that I've got your attention, we can apply the very same principle to the bull run candles of XRP. So let's start with this one in 2013. So let's draw a line from the close of the candle, okay? And you can see already, right? We tried to go above it, we couldn't, so we got rejected by it. And then we have our bottom testing the deadly zone, and then we went all the way up to retest the very same level with this huge green candle. What if I draw the same line, but this time for the bull run of 2017? So I take the closing price and I draw the line, and look, guys, this is amazing. So here again, we went down, we went to the deadly zone again, we have our bottom, then we went up, all the way up to retest what? The very same level, guys. So here we went down, then we went up, we retested this area, we went down, we went up to retest this area. The only difference is that this time it took more time to play out, but this is exactly the same thing, guys, the very same thing. And after this, what did we do here? After retesting this area, we went down to retest again the deadly zone before the bull run. So here, what did we do? We were here and we went down to retest the deadly zone. And here we went straight to the bull run, but here again, it took a lot of time, guys. But at the end of the day, what did we do? As you can see, we closed just above the cloud, so above this level of the closing price of the bull run. So you can see just right here, we closed just above the level. And after this, what did we do? This is very important, guys, so pay attention. It's all a matter of support and resistances, guys. Look, we went up, then we closed above the key level. Then with this very candle, this doji candle, what did we do? We went up again and we went down to retest the very same area, but this time to use it as a strong support. So in the past, it was a very strong resistance. We went down, we have our bear market, and then we went up, and Here we are using it as a very strong support with a beautiful close just above the level. And you cannot just use this kind of analysis on a 1 hour time frame because it's not as powerful. It's because it's on a longer time frame, on the 3 months time frame, that this is so relevant, because it takes months and even years to play out. So let's continue. Just after, with this candle again, we tried to go inside, right, to go down again, but guess what? We got pushed to the upside and we closed above it again. And this was the second confirmation that XRP was ready to go up. And to understand it better, we need to talk about the sand zone on this chart. So as you can see on this chart, you have the deadly zone, you have the sand zone, the cloud zone, and the moon zone. Let's start with the easiest one. First, we have the deadly zone with the bottoms. So for example, here you have a bottom for XRP, here also. We touched the deadly zone, we have a bottom, and here again. Then we have the moon zone when we are above the cloud. So here we have the clouds and we have the moon zone, and this was our bull run, right? And here we are just above the cloud again. So this is our moon zone right now. Then we have the sand, and usually XRP come back to this zone after a bull run. So for example, here we went up, it was a very strong move, and we went down into the sand zone, right? Just right here, before going to the cloud again. Here it was the same, we have our bull run, and we came back down into the sand before going up again into the cloud. We have a strong move, it was again a small bull run just during this phase, but after this we crossed it again and we were into the sand zone for multiple months. But what I want you to pay attention to is, what do we do with the sand zone when we are in a bull run? Indeed, as you understood already, the cloud zone is between the moon zone, so between this area, and the sand. And after crossing the cloud, we are here in the moon zone, and after this first green candle, we came back down to retest what? The sand zone, and this time as a support. So let's continue. We have then our bull run, we went down to retest the deadly zone, then we have here again a bull run, and we came back down to retest what? The sand zone again. And it was a beautiful support. We went up, but it was not enough. And at the end of and it was a beautiful support. We went up, but it was not enough. And at the end of the day, we crossed the area again and we went into the sand zone. And we have our bottom just right here. Then we went up, and this is great, guys, because here you see we went up to retest the sand zone, the top band of the sand zone, but we got rejected by it to the downside. We tested it here also, and here with this candle, but we got a rejection, and thanks to this candle we crossed the sand zone and the cloud at the same time, closing above the cloud. And why am I saying this? It's very simple, guys. It's because look what we did. This is so beautiful. So we have our candle closing above the cloud, we're retesting here the cloud as a support, but here with this beautiful candle, what did we do? We retested the cloud as a support, but also the sand, guys, the sand as a support, exactly like we did it here and exactly like we did it just right here. So now you know exactly why this is very bullish for XRP. XRP is finally using the previous area of strong resistance as a support this time. So the only question remaining is why XRP is stuck in this position. What is it waiting for? And to understand this, we need to go to the previous chart, to the chart that I showed in my previous video. It was the 2 months analysis, so you can check this out. And what I said in this video is that currently we have a very strong level of resistance just above us. I don't know how many touching points we have with this very strong golden resistance, but you can see here we have a cluster of touching points. Here again, here again, here more recently, here again, and very recently we have all of this as a strong resistance. So it's not a surprise, guys. Before it happened, I predicted it. XRP stopped just right here at this very same level. It's incredible, guys. Look how precise this is. And I said it before reaching this. This is so beautiful. And this is the power of technical analysis, of course, but also of the big time frames. So now you know that XRP is very bullish according to the 3 months charts, but we are still stuck under this very strong resistance. And if XRP is able to push through it, then the moon is ours. I know that the video was a bit long, but I wanted you to have a really clear picture of what's going on right now, why there is so much enthusiasm around XRP, but at the same time, we are stuck here, guys. So let me know in the comments how long it will take us to push through this resistance. If you liked the content and you want to follow this journey with us, please subscribe to the channel. That's all for today's video, and as always, time will tell.